should be live here. Trying to get all these systems to work together is tricky. There we go. Phigolf in. Wake up sensor. Did I forget to put the link? There we go. I forgot to put the link in the Facebook group there. There we go. Back to get the Phigolf on there. Alrighty. So I see we are live. Phigolf is on and connected. Everybody's connected. There's a lot of waiting to be ready on a bunch of different devices here. So let's try it out. Starting with a 7-iron. Ready? So the tree you can see there, Skytrak. So both the Phigolf and the SLX read it as a bit of a fade, and the Skytrak read it as a draw. Okay. Ready there. Ready there. So 164 versus 174. Much more backspin on the Skytrak. Let's see what the Phigolf had here. All right. You know what the problem is? I don't have the clubs properly inputted. That could be part of it. They think I'm shooting a driver, and I'm shooting a 7-iron. That's going to mess with things a little bit. 7-iron. 7-iron. There we go. There we go. All right, let's get back into this. That's an 8-iron there now. Is it? Seven iron. 7 irons across the board. That should help. All right. Oh, look at that. Skytrak didn't read the shot. So Skytrak, no read. Looks like Phigolf was similar to the SLX. All right, let's give it one more with the 7-iron here. Ready, ready, ready. Let's see what that last shot was here on the Phigolf. Phigolf read that as a pull. That's definitely not accurate. Distances are pretty close. Spins are pretty close. Just you got to look at the left. One's going left, one's going right. All right. All right, so that's 7-iron. Some different results there. Not sure. What it's all coming down to. You guys are doing okay with the stream? I just want to make sure the stream's doing okay. I'm seeing a little bit of a choppiness on my little monitor stream here. All right, seems to have rectified itself a little bit. All right, let's get out the big stick. Weird that I'm getting in. A little bit of a shallow takeaway there. Hit the unit right on my backswing. Don't want that. That's some weirdness almost on the Skytrak. Skytrak's disconnected. Fun times. There you go, Skytrak connected. Internet connection issues. Yeah, those two were actually pretty similar. Yeah, the total distance does seem pretty close. Same with the ball speed. Keep forgetting to reset the Phigolf. Skytrak still has me going way left, which doesn't happen that often in real life, so I'm a little curious about that. I don't know if it's the orientation with the Skytrak. Definitely a little weird there. All right. Enough with the driver. Let's move on to some 3 woods here. Some 3 woods off the tee. There we go. 3 wood. 3 wood. Yeah, it's not a bad little unit. It still needs a little bit of work, the hybrid, but there's a lot of potential, especially for the price. I mean, even if the simulator didn't work at all, it's still good value. Just with a speaker, GPS, and like launch monitor. Still got a little bit of an opposite here with Skytrak going left and hybrid going right. So I want to get these guys out on the range to see which one's actually right. Hard to tell indoors. Oh, that'll be an interesting one. Hey, look at that. Read pretty good from the hybrid. Completely missed it. I've noticed that, like, on good shots, it seems to be pretty good. On bad shots like that, it's way too forgiving. There we go, a couple of 3 woods. Let's pop over to 5 woods. Five wood. So I'm finding with the shape is a lot closer. With the Phigolf seems to be reading similar to the SLX on the shape, whereas the Skytrak's kind of reading the opposite. But pretty close. Pretty close numbers. The backspin's a little bit off. Again, they both had similar side spin. They had a similar shape to them. It's just that the Skytrak read it starting left and moving right. And that's because the Skytrak, it's configured to where it's pointing. So if I'm not aiming along the line, it's offset. I should do that. There we go. Phigolf. that one had it going right. Weird. All right, let's see what we got here. Just a nice. See, that one was pretty low. The Skytrak seemed to get that one right. Oh, all right. So that one was off the toe. See there, I almost want to say it was closer to the hybrid than the Skytrak. Distances were pretty close. All right. Let's pop on down to a 9-iron. Kind of trying to get a bunch of different clubs in here for you. Then I think I'm gonna try some almost golf balls. I have a few of those kicking around. 9-iron. Nine iron. 9-irons for everyone. Let's see what we got for that last guy there. Okay, just a little bit of a draw. Yeah, just a little bit of a draw on that, which is similar to what I got here. Got a Phigolf for this one. Mm-hmm. 154, 148. I think I'm definitely starting off a little bit left with the Skytrak shots here. So I think if I aim slightly more those shots came up pretty straight. Both pretty straight. Okay, one more with this 9-iron. See, again, it looks like it started straight. The spin, there's a lot more of it for side spin. I don't think that much. It didn't feel like that bad of a shot. All right, I'm going to try something here. So I've been hearing a lot of questions about draw and fade and that sort of thing. And a lot of times, like if I want to hit a bit of a, if I want to make it fade a little bit, I'll open up my face a little bit. And that doesn't tend to work with these things that, because they assume you have a straight face. But I'm going to try to set it up straight, wait for it to say ready, and I'm going to open the face, and then shoot. So that should create a bit of a draw, or a bit of a fade. And it looks like on both of them, I got similar. Here, let's see if I can do a replay. Replay that guy. So let's see. Starts off straight and fades just a little bit, about 4 or 5 yards. Would have expected more there. And if I pop over to the Skytrak here, go to the analyzer and I hit play, starts off and it fades maybe a yard further. So very similar. Similar shapes on those. Okay. All right, I'm going to turn off the Phigolf for now. Okay, so now I'm going to head over here, go back on these, okay, resume, okay, resume. Now I'm going to try and hit a bit of a draw, like a, yeah, so there's fade and so a little bit of a draw. So I'm going to start off square face, and I'm going to turn the face and then swing. So that should create a bit of a draw, and very similar trajectories on both of them. Both of them have that slight amount of a draw to them. So it does seem to pick up that sort of shape. Now with the driver, here, I'm going to change it back to driver. With the driver here, I'm just going to try and see if I can get it to slice a little bit more. Driver, driver. Okay. Both of these guys seem pretty ready. Here. So lining up like normal. Says ready. Now I'm going to open the face a little bit. Now theoretically that should slice. Neither of them read that. Big old open face like that should have gone the other way. All right. Nice strong grip on it. Actually pretty close to the same shape. Just one started straight and the other one didn't. So I find with the SLX it seems to start on a straight line, which is nice. It's always tricky to aim with these things. Let's see what I got for almost golf balls here. Got a chewed up one. Oh. Nope. Thought I had more almost golf balls here, but just got cheap training balls here. This almost golf should work. Oh, we have another one. Ah, nope. Only the one almost golf ball. So a lot of people have asked about the almost golf ball. And that's what I have here. Almost golf. This one has seen better days. I think my brother's dog got a hold of it. But let's see what we get for distance on the two systems here. So I found previously with the Skytrak, you could almost use an almost golf ball without penalty. Because it only takes a brief picture. But as you see, similar shot shapes. So it read the shot shape right. We see the ball speed way down. Way down, because it can't read that super slow ball speed. So I'm just wondering, settings, system config. There was something in here I saw. Here, what if we set the elevation to, say, 2,000 feet higher? Okay, so now I'm using the almost golf ball. And as we saw, it kind of reads normal with the Skytrak. So, in theory, if these numbers are close, we could be there. No, still not quite. So here with the almost golf, we got a 210 carry versus a 197 carry. So let's go here in the settings, environment, go up to 3,000 feet. So we're at 3,000 feet on the hybrid. So let's see. So 195, 254 carry. That's actually pretty close to what I expect out of a driver, so let's give it one more try with that setting. Oh, that's a bad one. Didn't read, but I did get punished on the hybrid there. Definitely punished me for it. There we go. That'll be a good one. So, ooh, 290 is a bit much. All right, one more try, see what we get with the driver result on this guy. There we go, should be a pretty good one. A little low. $147 on that. Settings, environment. We're still at 3,000 feet. All right. Just trying to trick it. So let's see what a 7-iron comes up with. Yeah. Trying to see if this almost golf ball, if I can dial in this almost golf ball's distance. So we're switching to a 7-iron. I'm playing around with the elevation at 3,000 feet for the SLX versus 500 feet for the Skytrak. Well, those are actually pretty close. Yeah, this is an almost golf ball. I know a lot of people have been asking about them, so I wanted to give it a shot because I found in the past that the Skytrak, because it's a photo based, it can almost read it right. You might lose 5 to 10 yards. So I was just trying to see if there's a elevation I can get to where the numbers get close. Because the shapes are pretty close, which is what you're mostly looking for. But I'm still like 20 yards short here. So I'm going to see if I can crank the elevation up a little bit more. So that's 144 versus 164. So we'll go to the environment. Put up to 4,000 feet. Oh, those are pretty darn close. The only danger here is I find the hybrid, when it's missing data, oh, that's pretty right on. When the hybrid misses data, it'll default to just the glove or just the ball data, whichever one it has. So if it didn't read the ball correctly, it'll default to the glove data, which will end up giving you a full, like its estimate of a full swing, but without the ball data. So instead of it being slowed down, you end up getting like a 350-yard drive just because it didn't read the ball. Again, those are pretty close. We might have a winner here. There's no people who don't want to pay money for a fancy impact screen like me. This is my brother's garage and my brother's Skytrak. he spent a lot more money than this. So trying to track things down to a point where somebody can use an almost golf ball and then just use a normal sheet could save people a lot of money. So that one was short. That one was only 137 for 161. I think you're almost playable at this level. $55 carry. I don't know about that one, Skytrak. Oh. Skytrak got that one more right. All right. Now let's try some lob wedges with this guy, or sand wedges. Sand wedge. Sand wedge. Oh, off the toe. So I find with the, this isn't too far off. I find with the wedges, the Skytrak or the almost golf ball actually comes closer in speed. So the wedges are going to be a little bit longer here, I think. No read. Skytrak doesn't like to read those sometimes too. All right. Now the big question, can I hit a flop shot with this? So I'm going to start it off at the front of the stance, wait for it to say ready, I'm going to open it up. Let's try that again. Front of the stance. Open it up a bit. Oh! Got that a bit thin. Yeah. Heck, that might have been closer on the... Alright, let's just try it normal. A little bit more height to it. Those are very similar. Alrighty. One more of these guys. Oh. Yep. Have to say the Skytrak was right on that one. Don't want to admit it. All right. Now, as always, I got to finish with a little bit of seeing how far I can crush a ball. It would only be right. I'm going to make some loud noises. Get the real golf ball out. All right. The elevation's still high. I was wondering why. It's not too bad. Not too much of a difference. Here, let's put the elevation back to normal. $500 Resume. Alrighty. Not great contact on that one. Woo. Alrighty. Alrighty. One more big one to finish off here. Alrighty. Well, it has been fun, guys. I'm going to head out. So, summary. The shots, I find, sometimes are a little bit backwards, but it might just be from the Skytrak because it takes into account your aim a little bit more. Might be affecting that, but it's close enough to play with. And as for the almost golf balls, if you crank it up to about 4,000 feet, it's kind of to a playable distance. So if you're looking at trying out some almost golf balls, maybe try there. And